right. Well, hopefully we are live. We should be streaming out to both Twitch and YouTube right now, and it looks like we're good in both places. Um, we are down to Friendon again. Friendon probably won't be rejoining us until after his wonderful shop, Your Mom's Basement, is the name of it, in Pennsylvania, opens up. It's going to be a great little hobby destination place with all kinds of stuff to do. But sadly, it has sucked away his life for right now, and so he won't be with us for a while. Oak will join us momentarily. He is herding children. It's what you do. It's what you do. Adulting. Don't ever let it take you. Yeah. But we're back with some first edition Dungeons and Dragons tonight. We're playing through the Desert of Desolation series, and we're on the third of the series, The Lost Tomb of Martek, and we're fairly far into it. Probably just another couple of sessions, and we'll be through this. But tonight, Dion, who are you playing?
Hello, I'm Dion. Tonight I'm playing Patty Arquette, the level 6 human barbarian.
Yes, indeed, level 6, where you will languish forever and ever because the experience is just horrible for barbarians. But hey, you get all those powers up front. So
Yeah.
Bill, who you got?
Hey everybody, I'm Bill. I am playing Dunby of Stonehill. He is a 5th level dwarven fighter.
Yes, no longer nude. Put on some clothes several episodes ago. So yeah, there we go.
The service I provide.
And Oak has got in the hot seat real quick.
Just in time.
He has wrangled children successfully.
Yeah, I had a daughter show up unexpectedly from out of state, so I had to visit for a little bit. As Oak, I'm playing Thybor, the level 7 half-orc warrior.
All right.
Or fighter, excuse me.
And Jeff back with us tonight, playing
Talina, the warrior druid.
All right. So brief recap. You guys are looking for the fabled Lost Tomb of Martek, the original sorcerer wizard extraordinaire who put down the evil Ifrit in past history, and we just lost somebody. Bill's coming and going tonight. And you had followed the star gems, which you had in your possession, leading you like a lodestone to a place in the desert where there were crystal minarets set up. You struck one, which caused it to act like a tuning fork and revealed to you a floating island, a floating palace in the sky, which you were brought up to. There's a lot of ancient alien vibes in this one. So in this sky city, there's a jungle. You met with a bunch of natives there who stole your star gems, tracked them down. You entered something of a dungeon, and going through various things, you wind up a very interesting place. Not that your characters would know it, but you're in the abyss, planar abyss, and you're tracking down a little minaret, a scaled down version of the crystal, one of the crystals that brought you here in the first place. So far, you have found that there is kind of a spatial dilation going on. Something that looks like it's just a single step away takes you, 30 minutes to get there, and something that looks like it's far away is there in a single step. It seems to just kind of change around on you. So on the map, you guys ended here at K3 the last time we played. Let me get to my own map. It's been a hell of a day, folks. So if I'm a little off tonight, I'm doing my best. So there we go, K3, and that's where you kind of hit that time dilation effect. That big area in the middle is in fact just a big hole in this floating island going down to these roiling red orange maelstrom that seems to be surrounding everything. So far, no sign of the minaret, and I think we ended last time with you seeing kind of the very end of K3 there's kind of like a very solid line, and then there's this next part, K4. That's kind of a wall. As you come up to it, it's a sheer cliff, and you're at the bottom of what looks to be about a 20 to 30 foot very sheer drop, and above it you can see there's a plateau up there. That time or spatial issue is still going on. Like things just seem to take variable amounts of time to move. So we'll take up there, guys.
Okay.
Which color area of the map are we on?
You're on the lighter, so you're right up in here.
Okay.
Yeah, pointers are kind of bad for the podcasting part of this, but people that are watching get to see all the fun stuff. So there we go. Watch us.
We have smell-o-vision off. You're safe.
That's right.
But we're all aware of this time dilation thing.
You've all experienced it, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, you're facing this kind of very sheer cliff.
Is
Kinda
this
goes
a lava type area being red like it is, or
You don't know what it is. Just the skies are this burnt red orange glow to it, and this seems to be a floating island. And like just looking through the big hole that's in the center there of the landmass, it just seems to go on forever. It's just a huge drop into this like swirling vortex of just. It's not flames really. It's just red and orange kind of coloration to it. Although it is fairly hot, but not as hot as the desert was.
I'm gonna try and climb the cliff.
Sure. I believe as a barbarian, you have skills to do such.
you're at K2?
K3, we're at.
Yeah, you're at K3,
Okay,
that
3.
boundary between K3 and K4.
I have a climb walls roll. Where is it? There.
And
I
looks like
succeed.
it's succeeded. Okay. You're able to climb. As you get higher, you notice that wind is very forcefully whipping across the plains up here, and you get to this kind of flat plateau. Your friends are down below. As you guys are watching, it looks like, just as he puts the hands and foot on the cliff, and it looks like he's got a long climb. It's just like an eye blink later, you see him at the top. So that time or that spatial dilation is still going on. It was as you get above the 20-foot level or so there, Dion, Patty has to like really grip tight to the side of the wall for fear of being ripped off by these just winds that are just tearing across this plateau.
Okay.
Being the big burly man that you are, you dig in and you've made it to the top.
All right.
As the winds howl around you. I would like you to roll me a d6, please.
Oh no. 6.
Okay, I want you to notate this somewhere.
Oh
Okay.
no.
Your time speed is very fast.
Time speed?
I'll explain in a bit. It gives you a +2 to your hit modifiers. You get whatever your number of attacks per round is now 4 times as many,
So I
And
get
you-
4 attacks.
Holy shit.
and you move 4 times as fast.
Okay.
I need to be up there. That's 8 attacks around.
Now, your character doesn't know what's going on yet.
Right.
Okay, so you've made it to the top, and the danger that you found, the climb was relatively easy. The danger was above the 20-foot level. That winds are just howling up here, and you're having to really kind of squat down, drop your center of gravity to keep standing up straight.
Okay. What's visible on this plateau?
There's just a large plateau that continues on. Actually, while you're up here, I will go ahead and reveal a little bit more. All right, give me a second.
I got to learn how to fly this damn carpet.
So in the distance, Dion, you
Yeah.
kind of see this very small, right there. It's there's a landmass that kind of comes to a point, and there's a little bit of gap, and there's kind of a floating middle piece, almost like a stepping stone in between, and you can see that fairly far away.
Okay.
So this is a great distance. Okay, so each of these hexes is 120 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is a good distance.
Well, I can run normally
For days.
150.
So
And
600
times
now.
4, 600. But I'm gonna wait and see if they try to climb it. I'm gonna try to assist them. Like I'll reach down and pull people up.
Okay, so you can help them in that final 6 feet.
Yeah.
Patty's up there. You see his hair. Actually, Patty's bald. Never mind.
Yeah.
You do see him
Can
kind of.
imagine it.
Yeah, he's kind of got his legs spread a little wide to drop his center of gravity. So he's kind of hunched over a little bit. He does look like he's trying to. He's kind of moving back and forth in these winds that are tearing up there.
Yelled, drop a rope. I don't know if we can hear or not.
Do I hear him?
Yes.
I don't have one.
Does he sound like Alvin or something?
No, there's no difference that
I-
you guys are noticing yet.
Put my 6-foot pole down to extend my reach further. It's 6 feet because most of it got dissolved.
Yeah. So that just leaves another 24 feet they've got to climb.
Yeah, spatial awareness.
So it's just 30 foot up.
It's
Can we
20 to
chunk the
30
rope?
feet. Can you
Can
what?
we try to chunk the rope up there?
You can try.
Okay, I'll give it a hurl.
Okay, I don't need you to make an attribute roll. Make me a luck check and just say high or
Okay.
low.
Low.
All right.
All right,
Hey.
so it goes in, and your first throw, the wind just blows it away. And for your second throw, you kind of compensate and you throw it into the wind, which causes it to go back over the cliff. So Patty, you got the end of the rope. There's nothing around that you can really anchor it to other than yourself.
I tie it around my waist.
You're a
Elena goes
barbarian. You
first.
tie it around your mighty thews because
Yeah.
barbarians have thews.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure Talina's probably the lightest of us. You can go first.
Yeah, no problem. Talina will head up there.
All right. Do you have any kind of climbing proficiency, mountaineering, or even survival?
I have survival.
Okay.
And I'll hold the bottom of the rope steady.
Okay. Not a problem then. You scale it fairly easily. You feel though that as you get past the 20-foot level, you got about 10 feet to go. Patty's got his weapon outstretched, so you can grab onto that as well. But the winds are just horrific. It's roaring past you. Sounds like a freight train in your ears. If the bottom of that rope weren't being held by fiber below you, you're pretty sure that you'd just be going flying up here. But you make it to the top. It's very difficult to. What's your con?
My constitution. We are looking at 11.
All right.
Average human.
Yeah. So you can stand up, but again, you've got to spread your legs a little just to keep from being blown around. You can move this way, but you have to be very careful. You think the winds would just, if you were not careful, would just sweep you across these plains, but you get up just fine.
All
Who's
right.
next?
I'll go.
All right. Do you
Yeah,
have
okay.
any non-weapon proficiencies in mountaineering, survival, climbing of any sort?
Nope.
You do not. Okay. You may roll either a strength or a dex check.
I don't have any non-weapon proficiencies at all. Okay, I'll roll a strength.
Yep.
I'll just roll the d20. My strength is a 17.
Mm-hmm. Oh. 18.
How many rerolls do we have?
68.
Okay.
Okay, and so now we have 67. I'll make another roll.
Okay.
There you go. You make it up. Since your center of gravity is already fairly low, I mean, you acknowledge the wind that's up here, but you can pretty much walk normally. Actually, Jeff, roll me a d6.
All right.
Five. Okay, note this down somewhere. Just jot it down somewhere where you can have access to it. Your time speed is fast.
Time speed fast.
You get a +1 modifier to hit. You get twice the number of attacks that you can normally make in a round, and you move twice as fast.
How much of a modifier to hit?
+1.
And then twice the attacks?
And twice the speed. Bill, do the same. Roll me a d6.
All right. Eek.
You rolled a 6?
Yep.
Okay, so write this down for yourself as well. You are very fast for your time speed.
Okay.
You've got a +2 modifier to hit. You have 4 times the number of attacks in a round, and you're 4 times your speed. So right now, the three of you up top are fairly close in time speed, so you don't really notice anything different. Although Patty's always been very agile and quick on his feet. He just seems to be moving a little bit faster than normal. Might be anxious. But you don't notice anything at all different. All right, Thiber, you're the last one down, meaning there's not going to be an anchor.
Yeah, I'm going to secure it around my waist,
Okay.
the rope, and then start climbing up, and give Patty the look like, let's go, like pull me up, and I'm going to start climbing if he's pulling.
Very fast
Do you
speed.
have any non-weapon proficiencies for climbing, mountaineering, survival, anything like that?
I have. Let me look. What did I have? Rope use.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
So
you make a good tie, right? And Patty is just hauling you up, arm over arm, and you're like a pendulum.
Yeah,
you're like a pendulum. As the wind blows, you are arced away, and then it blows the other way, and it's just doing this as Patty shortens that rope as you come up. And now everyone's on the plateau. Oh, roll me a d6. This is gonna be fun.
And on the return, I'm gonna like start running across the wall.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm leaping up onto the edge.
Nice.
D6, you say?
A d6. It's gonna be funny if you're the only slow one. Nope. All right, you're very fast. +2 to hit, times 4 the number of attacks, and times 4 your movement. So everybody is fast and very fast, which is good. So none of you really notice that there's anything going on different. Because it's all perspective. So you're all up on the plateau.
So we don't know that we're fast?
Nope.
And if we're all moving fast, and it seems like we're moving normal to everybody.
Yeah. Except for Patty, who seems to be faster than he normally is, but then Patty's always been insanely fast. So
Yeah. Do barbarians just get a bonus for this specifically? Or?
No, just because your run speed starts so high to begin with.
Okay, so it's multiplying. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Again, you are in this floating island. Again, it's the wind is just so harsh up here. It's blowing these hot winds across. All of you are fairly sturdy. Even Talina is fairly sturdy. So you're not being blown around, but you think that if you're not careful with your foot placement or you leap into the air, you may very well be swept off this island. And in the distance, you see that where the island connects to the last bit of island that you can see, there's kind of like a small gap and a little floating stone in the middle. It's the only features that you see, though.
True sight doesn't reveal anything different than what we're seeing.
Mm-hmm. Not at all.
I'm gonna head to the platform I saw before.
Okay. Patty tears off at incredible speed as he just eats up just the terrain beneath his feet.
Meet,
Guess
meet.
we head off following Patty, trying to keep up.
Yeah, we'll just same thing. Try to keep up, keep going, and
Okay. This next bit is kind of just a long, almost like a corridor shaped. It's still, still a good 120 feet across, but it's a much thinner area. And as you get kind of to that point where the two islands connect, there's a bit of a gap, and there's like a floating, like almost like a stepping stone between the gap. It's about a 15-foot gap on either side of the stepping stone.
15-foot gap between the stepping stone.
Yeah, so when I say gap,
Okay.
I mean it just drops down into this kind of nothing void beneath you.
Well, if I do a running start, my forward leap is 16 to 21 feet.
Yeah. So you can easily clear it to the stepping
the base
stone.
is 15 plus a d6. So I could clear it, and I have the rope tied around me still.
Okay.
So does the platform look slippery? Like, what's
It looks like this.
surface?
It looks like the same surface of everything else you're stepping on, and it's floating there. It's just this chunk of boulder that's floating there, like the rest of the island is.
All right,
We should probably make sure we're all tethered together.
Yeah,
especially with the wind
so
that's
we
strong.
can all fall at once.
Exactly, and at least if we fall, we can fall on different sides, so we're just left hanging there.
Fair. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's tied to you and tied to me, and it can span the entire length and then some of this gap.
Yeah, we should make sure that Talina and Dundee are like in the middle with the tether on them.
Okay.
Yeah.
You leap, since your minimum will clear it just fine. You leap onto that middle stepping stone, and as soon as your feet make contact with it, it drops beneath you.
Oh.
As you said, though, that you're all kind of lassoed together. So Patty makes a perfect leap. It's this beautiful arc. He lands on this floating stone, but it doesn't support his weight. It just drops below him, and Patty goes flying down, bringing everybody up short as that rope is pulled taut.
I yell for Dumby to hold tight, hunk.
Right.
And I just lean backwards, ready for the tug.
Okay. So yeah, Patty, you're just dangling. And so from the underside, you can see that these islands, they look like they were just ripped out of the earth. It's like there's, it's kind of like almost like a piercing kind of rock formation underneath. It looks like they were just torn out of some earth and just put here to float. And as you're floating there on this next bit of island that you're about to go on, this larger strip, you see on the other side, as if gravity was reversed, there are several of these three-legged, three-armed creatures that are tearing out chunks of what look like ore from the bottom of this floating island and just shoving it into one of the three mouths that are around its body.
How many of them are there?
That's a good question. Let's see. How many are appearing? There are 4 of them.
Are they big or just medium sized?
They're about human sized. They just look very odd because you've never seen anything that wasn't bilateral before. This is trilateral. So it's got 3 legs, 3 arms, 3 eyes, 3 mouths.
I'm just dangling there, so I'm just gonna be like, hey.
Okay. You grab their attention. Again, they're kind of like, to you, they're upside down, but they still seem to be sticking to the bottom of it, just as if the gravity was reversed. And you draw attention by waving. One of them hurls this bit of ore that it has at you. And it just misses. And then it makes this kind of sound. And the other two start doing the same. They just start grabbing chunks of the rock underneath and just start throwing them at you.
Can I try and catch one if it misses?
Is it triangle shaped?
Yeah.
Are we these Modrons?
No, they're not Modrons.
I wish they were Modrons. I'd be so happy. Alright, do they both miss?
All three of them miss.
Alright, can I catch one?
Make me a dex check.
Okay. Come on, 18 or lower. Yeah, high success.
Yeah, you catch one. It's you catch it in your hand. It's heavier than you expected. It's a raw piece of ore. It's like just raw iron.
Can I? I don't want to try and attack them, but I want to toss it back, like play, like giggling with them, like, and toss it back to them underhand.
So like a softball pitch sort of thing, right? Okay.
Kind of like just lobbing it towards them to also maybe catch.
Okay. So the creature, it's a gentle throw, and the creature just kind of opens one of its mouth and it just swallows it as you get it right in there. Well, okay, so what are the rest of you guys doing? You don't see what Patty's saying, but you hear him kind of
shout have been like telling her to heave as we start trying to move backwards to pull Patty up.
So the rope is going over the edge. You guys are
as long as I'm going to watch, make sure it's not fraying and cutting as we pull it.
Right. Dion, give me a luck check.
High, baby. Always high. Low.
All right. Sure enough, Thiber, as you're thinking that, you're noticing that the rope is rubbing off this fairly coarse. This is almost like volcanic earth, and it's starting to. You see like a few strands start to pop. Okay. You stop in time since you thought about it.
Yeah. Start cautiously like walking forward, or I'm like, well, I'm assuming Dumby would be. If we go in the order that we crawled up, then Talina's first. I'm like, start moving toward pulling the rope with you. We've got to walk forwards. We're cutting the rope. So same thing. I'll be pulling up slack as they're pulling it.
Sure. You're able to bring him to the top. So Patty, you're back on the side. I
wave goodbye to the things as I get slowly out of sight.
So now you're faced with the problem that the gap is now about 30 feet across.
How far is the
island was about a 5-foot island?
The underside of it, how like thick is the plateau thing?
Patty saw it. They're fairly thick. I mean, they go down to like jutting rock bottoms. They're.
I'm assuming Patty told us what he saw.
Very thick.
Okay. Well, one, I want to repair the rope as best I can, retying stuff. And then I'm like, if they could walk under there, what if we lower enough to swing you or for you to grab hold to see if you can stand on it? Like if the gravity works opposite, if you're touching the earth.
I blink a couple of times and I shrug. Sure. I'll try it.
So we'll start lowering Patty down the edge to where maybe he can grab and pull himself up.
Okay.
On the underside?
Sure. Make a climbing check for me, Patty. You're still tied up, so it's not a big problem if you
we're
fail.
Just cautiously lowering him.
I succeed.
Yeah, no problem. You scale it like a monkey. But he's still on your side. So you've got this 35-foot gap between you and the next floating island.
Right, but can he basically, like if we're on the top and we lower him down to underneath it, can he stand on the underside like the people he saw?
Oh, did you want to try and do that?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about doing.
The rope, and I'm gonna set my feet up on it.
Yeah,
like a little pole dancing maneuver.
Yep, it just becomes the new ground for you. You're just standing on the roof.
I look across the gap at the other creatures, and I give a thumbs up. It's working.
Yep, they continue to tear chunks out of the earth, occasionally throwing something into one of their mouths, discarding other bits.
Is there anything of use under there?
There's ore.
that we can use to travel or anything.
We might be able to tame these creatures and ride them into battle. They're funny looking, though.
Or would they even carry us?
Oh.
Yeah, we might want to find that out.
Are we over by K5?
We are.
Yeah,
about to be.
you're at that little juncture in between K4
Okay.
and K5. You're trying to cross over to K5.
Yeah.
So if we gave you the lead and you backed up and got a running start and jumped, you would fall, but you would be coming back to this side, so maybe you could land on the face we're on the opposite side. Get what
I would try.
trying to pick up what I'm trying to put down.
We can all get over there. Yeah, I'll go for it.
Well, I say we'll let Patty go first. We give enough lead on the rope where he can back up, run and jump. As he jumps, he should start following the opposite direction, maybe, and then land on the side we're on the opposite side. That's the thought. Or he's just going to continue to fall. I don't know.
All right. I hear your. Aw, they're adorable.
Zorns.
I hear your idea, and I just run to the middle and I jump. I leap, so I can't go. I can go like 21 feet unless he's giving me a bonus for my speed right now, but I can make almost the gap and then start falling up.
Yeah, that's kind of what happens. It feels just like you're making a very large leap. Go ahead and make that roll to see how far you do get.
Am I doing a D6?
Yeah, I think what do you get? 15 plus a D6?
Yeah. 21.
Maximum.
21. All right. So you're not going to make it. And it feels to you just like you're on a normal flat run as you're doing this. You can maybe stretch out your hands and grab it.
Now, does he not get the speed multiplier? Doesn't affect the jump?
Actually, you're right. Since he does have that multiplier, let's say it multiplies his jump as well. So no, it's clean. You leap from the bottom of one to the bottom of the other. Unfortunately, you land amongst these tripartite creatures. They seem to be very upset that you are interrupting their meal. Roll a d6 for your side.
Do I add my dex?
Nope.
Okay,
This is-
3.
yeah. Okay, so you give them a 3.
Yeah.
Simultaneous. So we're starting on segment 3.
Okay.
Yeah. So what do you want to do? I mean, they're the 3 of them are just going to attack you.
Are they all right next to each other?
They're all pretty close to you. You kind of landed in the middle of them.
Oh, perfect. I can attack 4 times around now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna go to town. Yeah, I'm just gonna start bashing heads or whatever. Their mouths. Yeah, I'm aiming for their mouths.
Sure.
They're weird looking.
Before you start that, though, this is the initiative for everyone. So if I didn't, does anyone want to cast or do ranged before we go into melee?
How far are they? Well,
you can kind of see where he is if you kind of lean over the edge and look. It's probably about 50 feet from where you are to where Patty is.
But he's on the opposite side.
Yeah.
Oh, and I have a rope attached to me.
You have a rope attached to you.
So, I'm trying to think. From this round, I'm going to try to fashion a sliding kind of noose to where, at least for Talina to start with, to where he could use it to slide down, but crawl the rope while we hold this side. Maybe slide down to the other since it's going to be at an angle.
Mm-hmm.
But
okay, yeah, you've got rope use. That sounds good.
Yeah. Sure. You know what I'm trying to do? Like just like a not a slip knot, but where it will stay on the rope and he can slide down it, but it's tethering him.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. You do that. Does anybody have any range they want to do?
I don't have any range.
All right. So let's just go to Patty then. Patty, go ahead.
All
do
right.
all of your attacks. They will still get their attacks as well because it's simultaneous, really.
It's 1, Hold on, can I do this? Probably.
They have AC -2.
Two, three.
Out of curiosity, Bert, I don't know if you're multi-stream or not. I see conversation in Twitch, but I'm only seeing you respond, so I don't know if I'm not seeing somebody type or if it's in another
I think
chat.
Twitch should show everybody. It doesn't look like it is though.
I'm only
said
seeing
they're
you,
in-
so I don't know if you are responding to someone that's on a different.
No, I'm seeing that. I'm seeing that too, Thugmore.
Okay.
You said their AC is a -2?
-3 or -2. You're not. No, you're right. -2.
2. Okay.
So how many of those
so
hit?
I have to roll at least an 18, so I hit 2 of them.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your damage.
It's 11 and 11.
Okay. So 2 separate targets, or did you want to double down on one?
Are they large?
I whiffed twice, and I'm gonna say I just focus on one with both smashes. They're medium.
Okay. All right. Just a second. You do 22 points of damage. It harms this one. You see like bits of its rocky flesh tear off, but it's still whole. And they will all get their attacks on you, and they unfortunately have 4 attacks each.
Oh.
My
Well, for something with 3s of everything, it wants to just ignore the attack part and go for 4.
I know.
AC is
It's really
0.
weird. All right, so it's a hit. So 4 of them hit you.
Wait, 4?
Yeah, 4
Does the
attacks.
16
hit you.
hit?
The 16 hits. Yeah.
So that's 5.
5. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're right. So, it's 5 hits. All right. So the first one is actually pretty light. It's only 1 point of damage. However, the second attack that one did is a bite. So 18 points of damage from the first one that hit you.
Okay.
The second one, that's 1, 2. So that one, 2. So another bite hit you. For 19 points of damage. Are you still up?
Yep.
And then the last one is going to be
Oof, I didn't even go into this fully healed.
a claw and a bite. So this is the claw. It's only 3 points of damage, but then another bite. 15 points of damage. So they're like ripping parts of you and throwing it into their mouths on the top, and you're watching these things just start to chew and devour your companion down there. What do the rest of you guys do? I mean, you're nowhere near for melee range
on there.
Yeah.
And well, as a free action, can I yell like "change of plan, yank him back"? And while I'm tying, they start yanking.
If you guys do that, sure, you can yank him back. Okay, so Patty, you're yanked off the surface. It actually feels like you're flung into the air, and then as you kind of hit the void where you're not in contact with the ground anymore, gravity seems to reverse, and now you're falling down. And yeah, so Pat, you pull Patty up. He is badly bitten, torn. He's not looking good.
No.
Okay, so that was a bad idea.
Ow.
I didn't think you could jump that far.
I didn't think they could chew that hard. They were too funny looking.
Uh-oh, I think Jeff's frozen again.
He's starting.
He's starting to freeze.
Everybody be real still and freak Bird out.
Yeah, you're stuttering, Jeff. Your voice is fine. Your voice is fine. You can deal with that. Well, maybe not. Technology, folks, always fun.
Oh man,
you've got a very badly injured Patty on the ground. Creatures, though, seem to be content once Patty was pulled away. It looks like Patty kind of jumped into the middle of their feeding trough as they continue to merrily rip chunks of ore out of this. What do you guys do?
Can you patch him up, Talina?
Yeah. I got. Let's see. Oh boy. Let me see. I have changed it because we got into this. So
Oh, you are a completely robot.
Yeah, hardcore robot.
Yep.
The robots are attacking. Quick, he's
Okay,
an
what
FBI
happened?
spy.
Try just dropping, closing the page and coming back to it. See if it helps.
Okay.
Well, Talina gets sorted. You saw the problem of trying to cross here.
Yeah, maybe if we can get him patched, if he can jump that far, we can just jump across to the other side instead of
Yep.
the convoluted way I was.
Yep.
I didn't think. I figured he was going to jump, not have enough to make it, and would
Patty,
fall.
this is where you might twig to something going on because Patty, there's no way you could have made that jump under normal circumstances. Your earlier leap, you were trying to land right in the middle, and you did. This last time, you tried to leap as far as you could, and you went beyond what you expected.
Yeah. I mean, I can always try. I would assume I'll get a good multiple feet back and take a run and start and go for it.
Yeah, honestly, you can't miss it if your movement's ×4 and we're timesing your you can't miss it.
Okay.
So
I just leap over.
You leap
That'd
over.
be
We'll
almost
figure
for
out.
all of us.
I don't know. What's your normal? Because barbarians get a hell of a standing leap.
Right. I get 120.
Okay.
For
my
what's
running
the
is
map?
150.
Yeah, I'm 120.
Normally.
Okay.
And then I'm ×4. And then my base jumping, if I don't get a running start, is 10 feet. But with a running start, it's 15 plus a d6.
Mm-hmm.
What's the old math for normal jumping?
If you are you ×4 or ×2?
×4.
You can easily make it as well.
Okay, so I assume I would too then.
You're also a ×4, then yes. Talina's the only one that might have an issue.
With them dwarf legs.
Suddenly, dwarf can make slam dunks. He's
Spud web.
Dwarf got game.
Well, if Talina's last, we can
just pull her over.
Yeah, pull her over on the rope.
Yeah. It's a good idea. There they are.
Sort of. Still freezing up. Can you hear us, Jeff?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what did you have for healing?
I can get to that. I had a couple of cure light wounds, 2 of them.
Okay. If you want to cast them both.
Yeah, if he needs them, we'll cast them both.
Oh, he looks pretty rough. Right. Yeah, go ahead and roll the hit. How many hit points he gets back then?
Go ahead and do it. And
what is that?
Go ahead and do it.
What are they? D6s?
D8.
D8s. Okay, so roll 2d8, Dion, and that's how much you get back in hit points. 10 points. That's 1 bite back.
Yeah.
What you missed, Jeff, is that everybody else found that surprisingly, with a good running start, they were able to leap across. You're the last one left. Talina ended up only being a fast modifier instead of the very fast. They make impossible jumps, by the way. Just watching them do this, there's no way they could make those jumps under normal circumstances. Did Talina want to try it?
Yeah.
All right. Roll me a d6. Okay. And what's your base move? Is it 60
My
for
base,
you? Yeah.
Move.
Ugh, roboting again. Actually, I think humans are 120 base, aren't they?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah. So with a 4, Talina will make it as well. So everybody leaps across. Jeff, you're still very much roboted up. See if it helps to turn your video off but leave your microphone on. Maybe not. Everybody's across.
Okay.
All right, let's see if that did any good. We got Jeff back on without video. Can you hear us, Jeff? Maybe not. Unfortunate. But you guys are all on the other side now. And this long bit of land that you see just kind of stretches off into the distance a very long way. You see that there is something. Give me a second here. Let me reveal some more for you. There's a floating island out in the middle of everything there. And that is, again, each hex is 120 feet. That is a long way. But you notice that there are chunks several feet across of large bits of land that seem to be floating between you and that island. And they seem to float towards that island. They kind of hit the island before they kind of careen off into the swirling void that's in the middle of the area. Here, I'll just reveal the whole thing. There we go. So everything in the middle, you can kind of get a better sense of it now. It's kind of just this whirling vortex of heat and air, just kind of pulling all this red and orange miasma around it. And all these little floating, tiny little islands are kind of hitting that larger island out there in the distance, kind of careening off of it and then getting sucked into that vortex in the middle.
It's a vortex, like.
Yeah, you can see it spinning now. As there's some kind of there's a bunch of bits of rock that's just kind of sucked into the middle of it, and you just kind of see it spinning around.
I really want to just jump in. I really just want to jump in. Is there anything at we're down here, right?
Yeah, you're at the end, and that's where you see that there's this fairly stable floating island.
Yeah, K7.
Yep.
How the hell do we get over there?
Yeah, and between you and it are a whole bunch of smaller chunks of rock that seem to be attracted to that where that K7 is, kind of collide into it, breaking up and then being sucked into that vortex in the middle.
All right. Is there like chunks that are coming up near us that we can jump onto?
Yeah, there are several that you can leap onto.
I'ma do it. Patty just like undoes his rope real quick because he doesn't want to fuck it up for everyone else. And I just go and grab a rock.
All right, so you're kind of like body slamming onto it and kind of grabbing it.
Yeah.
Sounds great. Make me a. How do I want to do this? Give me a missile attack roll. You're the missile.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Nice.
So
Nice.
I get a +5 right now then, because it's a
Okay.
plus hit to attack.
Yep.
So missile attack roll. We'll just do this. Where that, and then 4. I roll a
Okay,
20
attack roll
total.
20. You just belly slam into one. You grab onto it, and you're kind of turned around as it kind of goes end over end with you still holding onto it. It's still floating. It's holding your weight, and it's careening toward that island. You saw what these other larger masses do. They hit that island fairly hard, enough to shatter them. So you need to get off that thing before you actually hit.
Yeah, so I'm gonna quickly, as soon as I know I'm secure, get ready to like try and like launch myself off it, like
So
you
make me
would
a
when you're in a
dex.
pool.
Make me a dex check. If you
Okay.
make it, you'll basically fling yourself free and roll without a problem. Is that below your dex?
13 out of 18.
Not a problem. You just make this little leap and you kind of tuck and roll, and you've made it to the island just fine. And while you're there, actually, I'll go ahead and describe this to you. You kind of disturb a bunch of this reddish brown dust. And as it kind of goes into the air a little bit, you notice this whole platform, this little island that you're on, is really just a giant floating crystal. In the middle of the island, there's a single crystal minaret that stands on top of this crystal base. So it's almost like growing out of it. It's right in the center of the island, and it's shaped exactly like the minarets you're trying to collect.
Whoop. I just pull it out. Just try to at least.
You pull it out, and there's this kind of bell-like chime that just rings around this whole this landmass, this area that you're in. The island immediately crumbles around you.
Cool.
And you're kind of flailing around in this open void, and you're being sucked into that vortex.
Okay. Can I like cling onto a piece of rock as soon as it breaks and try to start like action film moment, like jump from rock to rock back to the others?
Yeah.
Okay.
I tell you what.
I got AFK real quick. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. I think what I want on this is a dex check.
Okay.
And then a luck check.
Dex, 12 out of 18.
All right, so you're definitely dexterous enough to do it.
Always high. Okay, it's high.
There's just enough rock that you're able to, you leap and you kind of bound off one to the next, and you throw yourself the final bit, and you land back with all of your friends. However, the rest of you are noticing that it wasn't just his island that shattered. All around you, you can feel like seismic activity, which is odd considering these are just free-floating bits of landmass. But you can feel it vibrating up through your feet as you start seeing cracks form, and chunks of these floating land masses just are ripped off, pulverized, and sucked into that vortex. All the land mass around you is doing this. It's just being ripped apart and being sucked into that vortex.
I grab Talina and I'm hoofing it because I can run 4 times my speed and I don't have to stop.
But where are you hoofing it to is the question.
I'm going all the way back around. I'm trying to just all the way back around to the beginning.
All right.
That's
the only way I know where to go.
Okay. As fast as you are, so the speed effects and everything ended as soon as you grab the minaret.
Oh, okay.
So like that you're not going to make it. You can see the land masses ahead of you starting to deteriorate and break as well. You go as long as you can, but eventually all of you have the land mass beneath your feet just disintegrate below you, and you're all just kind of sucked into this vortex.
Oh no!
And then again, there's this chiming like a crystal bell, and you find yourself
rolling a new character. Yay!
Minaret still in hand. Back in this chamber.
All right, I bloop, into the corresponding spot.
Which causes this pathway to go dark. There's now only a single lit pathway left.
Patty's just like bloody, sweaty, dirty. He's just trudges forward.
All right. Let's give Oak a chance to see if he comes back. Let me check on Jeff too.
There's a message. Oh no. Maybe he did a restart.
Could be. I think it's just he's using a mobile data. And so I don't think he's got great internet where he is. All right, so there's just just one place left. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me prepare the next map here while we're waiting. Fun. There it is. L180. There, that should be centered on the screen. All right, Oak's still gone. I'm not seeing anything from Jeff. I think his internet might have crapped out for the night, which is unfortunate.
Damage him. Okay, so we're in this room and
Yeah, so what happened is when you go down the only lit corridor that's left, you find another one of these crystal discs, just like the last time. When you step on it, you're teleported to this other location. And it's just a large room. Let me get to the descriptions. So you're standing in this 40-foot square room. It's dimly lit by torches that are on the wall, lit. There's a stillness about the room. There's not much airflow. There's no sound or motion in here. You notice that the torchlight doesn't flicker. It's almost like it's fake. Like you see like the nimbus of the flame, but it doesn't flicker like a torch would normally.
Is it generating heat?
Put your hand up. It is.
Okay. Oh.
So you're in the middle of the room on this circular platform, just like the one that teleported you here. To the south, there's a glittering object that sits motionless on a pillow, and there's 4 doors leading out of this room.
So there's 4 doors?
Yeah, let me show a little bit more for you. Well, there's 2 of them that are opened and 2 of them that are closed.
Okay.
Now, when you put your hand up to feel the flame, you feel the warmth, you feel the heat. It's pretty consistent.
Right.
But again, it looks so much like it's fake because there's no motion at all in the flame, the tongue of flame.
I'm gonna walk up to the door in the north that's kind of propped open a little bit and kind of stick my head in and see what I can
Just
see.
see what you can see in there. Okay.
Yeah.
It is a large apartment that's got a small room off to the side and looks like another open door going into kind of like a large circular stairway. There's a woman dressed in royal robes sitting on the edge of a bed. She's unmoving. She's looking at a curved dagger blade.
But she's just sitting there like staring at it. I don't see
She's not moving at all either. Like her eyes are not blinking. There's no
Okay.
motion of her chest as though she's not breathing.
I step into the room and do a little dance to see if she reacts.
Okay. No reaction.
Okay. Hey guys, check this out.
I walk in.
Okay. Yeah, you walk in, same thing. Dumby is doing a little dance in front of this woman who is staring fixedly at this curved dagger. She doesn't move at all.
Holding it?
She's holding it. She looks like vaguely elven. She could be half elven.
What happens if I try to grab the dagger?
You notice that as you get closer to it, there seems to be some kind of liquid that's on the blade of the dagger.
Okay.
But again, it's not flowing. It looks like it's just frozen there. So you go forward and you grab the dagger, and it's like you're grabbing a statue. It doesn't give, it doesn't move, and neither does she.
Okay.
However, you guys hear kind of a keening scream that just kind of fills the room from you're not sure where. And then there's a voice that kind of speaks to you, and it's in the dialect of the desert people that you have learned over the time you've been here. For uncounted time have I sorrowed in these halls, and now you, the living, come to torment me? Why do you curse me for my very thoughts? And then again, just erupts into screaming.
Do we all hear that?
Yep.
All right, I push Dunby aside, and I just round 2, ding ding, bam, maul right over the head. Because I did that to the last one. I didn't like her.
Okay.
I don't like this one either.
It's as if you hit an immovable statue. It just, the reverberation goes up your arm. Yeah, it's like you hit a stone wall.
Oh, jeez. This one's cheating.
All right, so I gave you that for free. Dunby, did you want to do something for free before we go into?
I'm back.
No,
Sorry about that.
When just my experience of touching them plus seeing him do that, no, I'm not doing it.
Okay. Fiber, you coming into this room a little bit later as you were dumbfounded. So what they did is they put the minaret back, leaving just one lit passage to go through. And that passage teleported them into this area that you're seeing now. I don't know, could you hear us or no?
No.
Okay.
Mother Nature said she wasn't waiting, and I had to haul butt.
Not a problem. So the first thing they noticed that the room was lit in torches, but the torch light wasn't moving. It's like it was frozen, but it was still giving off heat. They go through the open door that they saw. There's a woman sitting on a bed, looks half elven. She's staring at a curved dagger, and she also looks like she's just frozen. Patty just hauled off and hit her on the side of the head with his two-hander.
Like Patty do.
And it's like he just struck an immovable wall. It just like the reverberation goes up his arm. It did nothing to the woman. And then you hear this cackling and this just wailing. And you see that there is this diaphanous spirit that looks like the woman on the bed that's high up in the ceilings, looking down at everyone. I'll give you an action too before we go into initiative.
Do we have the minaret, you said, or we put it back?
So the minaret that you got in the abyss, they put it in, which made the hallway that you went to get that minaret darken. And so there was just this one path left, and that's where they went. And that teleported them into these chambers.
Okay, but we don't have the minaret with us.
No.
Okay.
In the main room, L1A, there is a minaret in that room laying on a pillow. No one's touched it yet.
I'm going to run grab it.
All right. You run back and you grab it. And it's like you're trying to grab a bit of a statue. Like you grab it and you're not expecting the resistance. You yank and you cannot move it from the pillow. You can't even move the pillow. It's
That
like
was going to be my next thing. It's like,
Yeah.
I cannot pick up the pillow.
Yeah, it's just like it's almost like it's a statue of a thing, very cleverly painted. It's completely immovable. All right, so we're going to go into initiative now. Let's have Dunby roll a d6 to see what segment it goes on and what segment you guys go on. All right, we'll go on segment 4. You guys go on segment 6. So on segment 4, it will, let's see. It's going to attack Patty, of course, because Patty is the one that slammed her on the side of the head with its maul. So Patty, it kind of tears into you with these sharpened-looking claws.
Ow. AC 0.
It misses.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it does hit you. But
Okay.
it doesn't seem to do much to you.
It just goes through me.
Yeah, something.
I don't see anything either, right?
No, you see it. It's just
Oh.
it's a phantasmal, like you can
Okay.
see through her. It looks like the woman on the bed, but very kind of gaseous, very ghostly.
Okay.
And you did feel her as she went through you, but whatever she tried to do to you didn't work.
Okay.
That was her action. She went on segment 4, so you guys go on segment 6.
Is anybody casting?
Talina is running into this room as well. Talina, you're facing some kind of spirit. We can see you, Jeff. Can we hear you? Yeah, we can hear you. All right. Oh, no, there he goes.
He gets pulled through the portal again. I'm going to smash her in the face now that she's all up in my grill.
Sure. It's a magic weapon.
My house. Yeah, it's a +2 magic weapon, and I can also hit +2 things, I'm pretty sure. And you said I don't have the speed thing anymore.
Right.
Okay, so bop, 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 bop. I hit, I don't hit. You know what?
Do not hit.
I want to reroll. So I will do that right now. Bop. I rolled a 15, which hits a 1.
It's a 1?
1, yeah.
Okay. AC 0, so you do not hit.
Okay.
Actually, what happens is you do strike her form, but your weapon passes through it.
Whoa. She's cheating! I say it again.
Fiber's in the other room, so he can't take part in this. Dunby, what are you doing?
Can I all right, I'm gonna run up to it.
Okay.
And try to knock it over with my +2 shield.
When you say it, the spirit or the woman on the bed?
The spirit.
Okay. Sure, you're gonna shield bash it. That's fine. Make me a melee attack.
Okay.
It'll do the same damage as a club, so it'll be a D6 if you hit. But you'll get your magic bonus on it.
Okay, so let me just roll a D20 then. That gives 16. Yeah, that's probably not a hit.
Unless it hits an AC 0.
It
I don't
does.
know. That's not going to do it. All right. Yeah, same thing. You kind of trip and fall a little bit as you kind of pass through the form. Talina, you can be in the room.
Okay, can you guys see me and everything now?
You're jittery, but we can hear you. That's the important part.
Okay. Where is this girl?
The physical girl is she looks like she's half elven. She's sitting on the bed, kind of frozen, looking at a dagger, and then there's kind of a spirit, like a ghost that looks like her, that's attacking everyone in the room.
Okay, so I'm going to try to dispel magic.
Okay.
And basically it has a 50% chance.
If the spell is at what level, though?
Yeah. So if it's a spell effect, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to take it down, whatever's going on with it.
Yeah,
So
sounds good.
That's what I'm going to do.
Are you casting it at the ghost or the girl?
I'm casting it at the girl.
Okay. All right. I'll roll them.
Okay, so
that's under 50. So that means it should succeed. Let me just check something real quick.
Yeah.
All right. You cast it on the girl, and she moves, and she looks around, kind of horrified. The spirit kind of pauses in midair and starts like trying to fly away, grasping and pulling at air as it's sucked back into the body of the girl. And then the girl starts aging and aging and aging. Her hair falls out, the skin shrivels up, and then just in a moment, she's just powdered bone on the bed.
Okay.
What was it you cast on her?
Dispel magic.
Dispel magic.
I lean to the bed and I go,
The dust just.
See, if
Dagger's
Brendan was
laying
here,
there.
he'd be collecting that, you know?
Yeah.
Should I all of a sudden start yanking and this minaret comes up?
No. You're still yanking at it. Can't move it.
maybe we
Thing won't come up. What are y'all messing with in there? Because I hear the fighting briefly.
Get her!
Okay. You said there was a dagger in there?
Yeah, that's what she was holding, and it just kind of dropped when she turned to dust.
Okay. I'm going to cast Detect Magic on it.
Okay. It's magical.
Okay. So this is a magical dagger. Now, whether it's cursed or not, I don't know. So until we can identify it, I would, put it in my, carry it around. But put it in the sack, put it in the bag, take it with us.
Okay. So there is a spiral staircase in the room. There's also a closet off to the side as well.
Let's go look at the closet.
Okay. Go look at the closet.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead and you go, Patty. I'm gonna keep watch.
It's
Not
filled with
Nico.
clothes. Fine, like a lady. When I say lady, I mean like nobility's clothes. Just clothes hanging just all over the place.
Is
I
there,
still
like,
got
a coat?
that detect magic going, so maybe I'll go check that, scan that area too.
Everything kind of shows as magic. If you try and touch or move any of the clothing, though, again, it's like you're touching a statue. Like it doesn't move. You can't get the clothes to move. You can't even cause it to wrinkle. It's just cannot move anything that you see in there.
Okay. So the one object in here that is actually real is that dagger.
Oh no, everything's very real. Like you can touch it, but it can't be shifted or moved or anything. It's
But
like
the
it's
dagger
frozen.
can be?
Yeah, she was holding the dagger. You
Yeah, she
cast
was
Dispel
holding
Magic
it.
on the specific form, so yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, I guess we're clear. You want to check the stairway?
And nod, and I go and well, I'm gonna check on Oak
wanna-
or Fiber.
Yeah. So Fiber,
Yeah.
you're pulling and pulling. It is the minaret. It looks exactly like the other minarets, but you cannot get it to move off the pillow. There is also an open doorway here that you can see as well.
This damn
Actually,
thing
you can
won't budge.
you can see right into the room. So let me just go ahead and
What was the commotion in the other room?
Evil spirit attacked us. Lady Talina, can you do the voodoo that you do onto this? And I point to the rock on the pillow, which she won't see until she comes in and looks. But she sees me pointing. I'm like halfway in the door.
I got 12 rounds with this 12 minutes, right? A round is a second or a minute?
Of detect magic, yes. And everything is
Yeah.
radiating magic, by the way. Everything is.
Everything is radiating magic. Okay. All right.
Oak, from where Thiber is leaning over, trying to pull that minaret out, you can see into this open door here. It's a feast hall. It's filled with long tables. The pillows that people are sitting on instead of chairs are strewn about. You see a servant is pouring a red wine into a goblet that someone else is holding into the air. And the wine is everything. The whole scene is frozen. The pouring of the wine is frozen in midair.
What the hell's going on here? Thought we were gonna get lucky and get some food, Patty. Look. But they look frozen too. Cautiously go check the door, kind of peek in, look around.
To the open door,
Yeah.
you look around. So there are some other open areas that you can kind of peek into. I'm just gonna reveal everything that you can see just by looking through the doors. All right. So all the way up this way, and this way. That's what you can see. So L1H is a big feasting hall. L1I, just off to the side of it here. It's a buffet. It's like all the food has been prepared and laid out and being brought into the tables here. There's servants, dressed in mid motion and just frozen.
And none of the food can move.
L1J is the kitchen. L1K is the pantry.
Say none of the food can be moved.
You can't move anything. Like you can't even like dimple the surface of the food. It's like you're pushing against a rock. The wine that's being poured into a cup, if you try and do the same thing to that, again, it feels like you're pushing up against a statue.
Do you have any more Dispel Magics, Talina?
Yep. Yeah, one more.
Yeah.
I mean, do we want to try and just cast it on the minaret and grab it from the pillow, or?
Yeah, that would be the main thing I would think we should try to get.
Okay, based on what you guys want to do, I mean, if you think this will work,
let's check these other doors before we do, because if that works, it may unfreeze everything going on.
Oh yeah.
So let's check these other doors real quick. Like, that one, and that
so
one.
what you find is you can go through any door that's open, but any door that's closed, you cannot move the door to open it. So L1E is an apartment. There's a heavy hooded figure with a bow. He's standing partly in the open south door of the room. This looks like it's a bedroom. He's dressed up in finery. Again, he's frozen as well.
You said he's hooded and he has like a bow.
He has a bow with an arrow drawn, and looks like he's about to fire into the prior room, where like you can't really tell what guest or what person he's trying to aim at. But this looks like an assassination attempt that's frozen mid attack.
Can we cut his bowstring?
Well, no,
it's like cutting. Yeah, it's like cutting through marble. You cannot move it.
I'm gonna take a rope that we have, and I'm just gonna like tie it around and through his bow and his arms and legs, and just
I was about to suggest let's tie everybody we see.
Yeah, I'm gonna tie him just all around every crevice I can, and just taut. And it's just like a web around him of rope. I use the entirety of one rope to do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go tie up all the other people as well, just in case they come to life that they're bound.
Sure. L1D is basically just a room with a spiral staircase going down. There are guards in the room. They're all frozen as well. They all have very large scimitars they're holding in front of them. And again, they're frozen. But they are standing, like blocking the way into that staircase. Dunby might be small enough to kind of squirm between them and get in there, but certainly none of the rest of you could.
Yeah.
Actually, Talina might be able to as well.
You know what I'll do with them is I'll grab their testicles and squeeze real hard and pull.
Does nothing. You're doing this to a marble statue is what it feels like. There is no give, there is no motion, nothing.
I'm still gonna hit it, so that if I'm alive, right?
Oh, you're breaking up again, Jeff.
No, Jeff.
Talina is fondling the statuary.
It's been a long journey. I understand. All right. I mean, if we can't go up the stairs,
well, two of you might be able to. Might be able to squeeze past these two forms here. Also, you can easily go into the stairwell on this side just fine, and the stairwell over here also is fine.
What do you think, Coke?
So let's make sure. Do you want to check down the stairs before we do it, or just make sure all the people are secured and then try to dispel that minaret?
Let's check the stairs. Why not? See what's up there that could come down. Or
which one?
The bottom one's on the way back from the one we just checked, right? Because we checked this one. So let's just check this one on our way through.
Yeah.
Okay. It goes down and up. Which direction do you want to go?
I'll go up.
Okay.
I just signal to them, I'll check up here.
Yeah, well, let's all go.
Right.
Or we can pull the I'll go down, and then Dunby, you go to the other stair. We'll just split everybody up.
Okay. So, as you go, you said up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go up, and there's a landing, but it continues up. Do you want to check the landing or you want to keep going up?
Check the landing real quick.
Okay. So the first landing that you see, it's got one closed door to the right, one open door to the left. And
are you by yourself up there?
I think we all went up together.
Yeah, I think we all went.
Oh, okay.
I was just being a smartass about splitting everybody up.
Oh, okay.
There are two guards just outside of the stairwell, and again, they're shoulder to shoulder. facing into the room, not into the stairway. So getting by them would be impossible for you, Patty.
Okay. Okay, so I can't get into this floor.
You can't.
I'll go.
No.
Okay.
All right.
I'll
You
go.
can squeeze between their legs or squeeze between them. You're small enough to do that, so you can pop into the room. There's an open door that leads to a series of chambers. L2G is a guard room. It's a 30-foot long hallway, 10 feet wide. There are cots and many guards, some of them sleeping, some of them preparing their kit, putting armor on, checking their weapons. But again, they're all frozen.
So it's all the same as down there.
Yep. The only difference that kind of stands out is that there is a man that's lying on the floor. His robes are draped loosely over his body. There's an open doorway a little bit further on, and it looks like he was reaching towards it. So he's in this. Hold on, He's in the very far room here. There's an opening here that looks like he was kind of reaching out to, and he's just laying on the floor.
Can you come with me?
Who are you asking?
You said Dunby.
Dunby.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Dunby. It's you got to suck it in, but you're able to get through the two figures.
Yeah, figured that.
Look there.
Sorry, Jeff. You're just roboting out real bad. Heard that.
Sorry.
So you're in there too, Dunby.
Okay. This goes up and down, or?
Well, that's the stairway, but Talina asked you to come into the room, L2 or L1 or L2.
Okay.
Squeezing between the two guards because you're the only two that can fit into those rooms.
Gotcha.
And it seems whatever time space thing that's affecting this place is starting to affect Talina.
So what do you want to do, Dumpy? I think we can't even hear Jeff at this point.
Okay.
So you're in a guard's barracks is what it looks like. But the thing that sticks out is that there's somebody on the floor, laying on the floor, and he's kind of reaching into that far room. The rest looks like there's guards sleeping in cots, some guards putting armor on. Again, they're all frozen.
Okay. Walk around the room a little bit. I mean, can I open any of the stuff, or is all their stuff just?
What are you touching specifically?
I'm thinking maybe one of them had a locker or a chest by the bed.
They all have foot lockers by the bed. They're all frozen. Again, you can't open, move them, budge them, anything.
Okay. Do I see anything that it looks like I might be able to grab?
Well, I mean, again, it's a fully kitted out guards chambers. I mean, there are weapons, there are people. Again, the only thing that looks unusual is that there is a body on the floor.
Everybody else looks normal, and there's a body on the floor.
Yeah.
I'm going to look at this body. Does it look like a dead body? I'm assuming.
Yeah, well, it's hard to tell. I mean, it's a body on the floor, whereas everyone else looks like they're, either getting kitted up or sleeping in beds.
What does it look like happened?
You can't really tell. He's just on the floor, belly down, hand reaching out to the back room. He's in robes.
Okay. And I can't move him at all?
You want to try and move him?
Yes.
He does move. You move the robes, and it's like part of the figure had become skeletonized. Like you can see a head, and it looks like just a normal head. But as you move the robes, a bunch of bones just kind of fall out of the robes, and then you hear just like a deep sigh come from the room.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Hi.
You're speaking a strange dialect.
I've been told that. I'm not from here.
You look, and there's a spirit that's kind of hanging out near the ceiling, legs crossed. He's like he's got like a hookah pipe. He's trying to puff on it. Just gives up in exasperation. Have you come to torment me as well?
Oh, no. We're not here to torment anybody. We're just kind of looking around. Would you like to meet some of my friends?
I suppose it's been awfully boring. No one to talk to these long, long years. I'm El Dulac. I am the once captain of the guard.
Oh, I am Dunby of Stonehill.
Dunby. And he kind of gives you a small bow.
Yes.
I would say it's good to meet you, but I have a feeling that you won't be alive for long, or worse, you will share my curse.
You know, you're not the first person who said that to us.
Look at that, ain't working.
There you go, Jeff. That worked. We can hear you. Oh, now he's gone.
Quit cursing him.
Yes, Jeff is cursed tonight. Yes, it's my lot to live on in this accursed place. Was involved in the assassination plot against the Sheikh. I had only a small coward's role to play, but I am cursed nonetheless.
Do you know why everything in here is frozen?
Part of a great magic, I assume, to save the Sheikh.
You know how we could unfreeze it?
I know not of wizardry.
Well, do you know how to like move people and stuff? Because we can't really all get in here.
He floats down from the ceiling, and he takes his hand, like looks at it, and then he just kind of touches your face as like the hand just goes right through you. It's like, I really can't do much of anything.
That sucks. Do you know who might know?
God, there was a wizard here somewhere. I assume that he is responsible for this.
Is he still around? Do you know?
I don't know. I can't move far from my body.
Where was he?
The banquet hall? Perhaps? I don't know.
Did we already go through the banquet hall?
You walked through it, but you didn't see anyone particular that you would think of as a mage. But then how do you tell? I mean, really, it's not like they all wear pointy hats.
Well, so all of you, so there was something that happened, and this magician, this wizard froze everybody?
Well, as I said, it was part of an assassination plot against the Sheikh. I assume the wizard saved him, perhaps, putting us all in this curse of a trap.
Are there others that other? Well, it seems like we should find this wizard character. Okay, so you can't. You've got to go with your body, right? You've got to stay near your body.
Yes.
And I can't move his body. Or can I move his body?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Do I think I could like sort of affix him to my backpack or whatever so I could drag him along?
Well, it's really odd because his head and parts of him are almost like a statue, but there's like fully fleshed. But then most of his body has been disintegrated. It's just bones. It's like you can kind of collect all the parts and put in a sack.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
And we like, look, we're gonna go find some of my friends, and when we're all done with this, we'll see about giving you a proper burial and all that.
Would be much thankful for that. At least it's a change of scenery.
Yes, yes. Well, let's go. Let's go. So I'm gonna go back, I guess, and find Patty and Thybor and everybody.
Okay. Yeah, you squeeze back through, as does Selena. So you're back in that stairwell. While he was doing this, you guys in the stairwell, you notice that the stairs just seem to keep going up and down. Just there doesn't seem to be an end as you just keep looking up or down. What do you do?
Wait for Dunby to get back, and I guess.
Yeah, so he squeezes in.
We want to keep going up. If it
Actually, that took long enough that you can do some experimenting. It seems no matter how far up you go or how far down you go, there are exactly 4 floors. But if you keep going up or keep going down, the floors just are like in an infinite loop. You keep coming to the same 4 floors.
Okay. Just check them in the order that we arrive in them.
Mm-hmm. All right. So the floor that you got off there was the 2nd floor, Dunby. If you go up to the 3rd or the next floor, this is a much larger area. The next floor is a grand hall, 50 feet across easily, east to west, 30 feet wide. Huge arch ceilings. It's very ornately carved. There are many richly dressed men and women standing about the room, just in conversation with each other. They're all frozen, motionless. There are 20 dancing girls dressed in flowing clothes. They're stopped mid-spin, mid-twirl. One of them is mid-leap, frozen in the sky. There is a figure of a man that's amongst the dancers. Look on his face looks like he's very inebriated, but he's also frozen.
Mm.
The man that's dancing amongst the girls looks out of place. The clothing looks newer, actually more modern.
I'm going to walk up and kind of poke him with the tip of my sword.
Okay, yeah. As soon as you do that, he looked normal, fully fleshed, etc. But as soon as you touch him, it just like within a blink of an eye, age catches up with him, and it just turns to a powder that falls through his robes, which fall to the floor. There's a bit of parchment that's in and amongst the what's left of his body in the robes.
See, I don't know if I can even read. Anybody know how to read? And I don't look at Patty when I say that.
Yeah, it's actually kind of a map. There are some words on it, though.
I stare at it.
Are you literate or are you not literate?
I can read common.
Okay. It has a simple phrase on the bottom of it. It's a map. You don't know where to. It just says the way back.
I point at it and goes, "It's the way back."
From where?
Probably from here.
Does it look like a map of the layout of the rooms we've seen so far?
It's really hard to tell because it's just sketched out in freehand. Like there's not really any kind of artistry or any significance to it. It just looks like it's pointing to like what looks like a pillar in the shape of an H. Kind of, so in other words, kind of like an I-beam,
Right.
Right. So that's kind of what it's just hastily drawn onto this piece of parchment.
Okay, so we have to look for this place. Point at it. We got to find it.
Remind me of anything we've seen or gone by. Am I there?
Yeah.
Okay. Does it remind us of anything we've seen or anything like that?
You have not seen anything that looks like it.
Okay.
So you guys are in L3C. That's what you're seeing from where you are. You can see more of the room there, but it's a good distance. So I'm just showing you what you see. Right here is a pair of huge bronze doors that are closed. This area is very brightly lit again by the torches that are giving off light and heat but aren't flickering at all.
Heck, I'm going to start like poking each of the statues at this point since he crumbled.
Okay.
See if anybody else does it.
Everyone else in this room seems to be stuck. It was the only one that wasn't. L3A is basically what would you call it? An orchestra, but not a pit. It's an ascending platform where there's an orchestra up there. If you're going further into the room, you can see this back area and another set of stairs as well.
The place is pretty big.
Yep. L3B seems to be a smoking room. There are many men sitting on large, overstuffed, colorful pillows with hookah and pipe. Seems like they were in the midst of conversation and a dice game.
Any feel around? Is there anything on the table that'll come loose or the dice, anything?
Nothing moves there. There's actually one person that just released the dice into the air, and the dice are actually in the midair, haven't yet to strike the floor, and you can't move them. They're just kind of stuck in midair.
This is getting frustrating. Every room we go into now, I'm just like poking everybody with the sword, just making sure that it's the same as in the last room. I don't know what we're supposed to do, Patty.
I think we should go get the Minervat.
As well, yeah.
I don't know what else to
try
do. I'm not smart. I just
Talina's
know
ready.
where it is.
I'll turn to my buddy and that I'm carrying around in the sack and be like, "Hey, any idea where this is?"
He looks at it. Says, "Oh, yeah, next floor."
Okay, up or down?
Up.
Okay. Well, guys, you want to check it out?
Yeah, so this is the last floor. And again, whether you go up or down, it's those 4 floors just repeat. It's like just an endless loop. Like if you keep walking up, you just keep hitting these same 4 floors. Same thing if you go down.
Yeah.
All right, give me a second here. So as you come out of the stairs onto the fourth floor, it's a vast room lit by globes of bright light that hang from a 100-foot high arched ceiling. It's about 80 feet across. In the center of the room is a pillar of crystal that rises from floor to ceiling. It's very ornate. It's carved with all kinds of just different depictions on each side. There's light that seems to flash through it up and down, and the light is moving. There's also an archway that's kind of blocked by a curtain. That's what you'll see up to the northeast. There's also a large tapestry here in the corner as well.
Here?
Yeah.
Does it depict anything special, or is it just a
solid? Yeah, it depicts the 5 prism, what you're assuming is the tomb of Martek, that keeps replaying over and over. You've seen the miniature of it. You've seen the little altar where you have to put the minarets in, and now there's a depiction of it on the wall.
Anything behind it?
Hold on a second. Jeff's trying to get in, but he doesn't have any devices connected.
No problem.
There he goes. Maybe that'll work. Maybe not. What do you want to try to get behind the curtain, you said?
Yeah, just kind of like pull it away from the wall a little bit, like just peek behind it if there's anything there.
All right. The curtain actually does move. Give me just a second here.
Oh, do we lose him again?
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Tell you what, we're at a little less than 10 minutes, and Jeff's having a ton of problems here. Let's call it here for the night, if you don't mind.
No problem.
Yeah, because you're going to need some more firepower for this next part, I think.
Yeah.
All right. So, but this strange pillar, crystal pillar in the middle of the room, definitely looks like what's on this piece of parchment that was on the dead man. So this looks like it's the room. You seem to know something. And again, when I describe the man, he's in, when I say more modern clothing, he's wearing clothing like you were wearing before this all started, like normal desert clothing of the area. So this is someone who must have come much later and gotten stuck here. All right. So we'll go ahead and leave it there. We're almost at the end of this module. Not much left on it. Dion, what do you got going on this week?
Well, when I'm not playing TTRPGs with all my super cool, awesome friends like you guys, you can find me on my channel at Substances Used, where I do retro gaming, some GTA 5 roleplay. We started doing retro weekends, so we have retro Saturdays, hopefully, maybe, or GTA 5, depending on my mood. But Sunday mornings are going to be Saturday morning retro on Sundays, where I've been going through Shining Force. So, yeah.
Well, it's only a new day if you don't sleep in between. So
exactly. Who needs sleep?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Cool. And Oak, what do you got going on? You got another game after this one?
Actually, no. This week, the DM for the Tuesday and Friday game is going on vacation, so we played Tuesday's game last night. It got moved up, and I'm trying to see if there's enough people left over to throw a one-shot or something together for Friday night. But Saturday night, midnight Central, will definitely be on for my Grimdark homebrew.
Cool. Bill, got anything going on with the frogs?
Yep. Tomorrow, continuing with Lost City of Baracus. Still a lot of that to go. This past Sunday, I finished up the Splinters of Faith Part 2 campaign. And I'm here on Fridays and Tuesdays for now.
For now.
Yeah.
Bill's leaving us because his Call of Cthulhu game is starting again.
Hey, I've had the same character alive for like 3.5 years, and that's rare.
That's lucky.
That's
that's unheard of.
Yeah, your DM isn't doing his job.
I know. It's Call of Cthulhu. You should have died several times over by
I
now.
did,
Yeah.
but
Or sold out the rest of the party in exchange for longevity and mystical powers. Just
Well, he
betrayed
didn't
them all.
say how he's still alive, so maybe
That's
that
true.
is.
It's true.
I
He's
did
just selling
spend
out the rest of his
spell.
party continually.
Yeah.
That's what's going on. But yeah, check out all of our social links scrolling across the bottom of the screen right now. Bluemagic.com, BLUMAGIK. We'll get you all the links there. It's also our podcast, which has been going on for over 13 years. There's lots of good stuff on there. Our next game this Saturday, we're playing some Cyberpunk Red. It's kind of a Cyberpunk / Friends, the TV show comedy mashed together, but it's turning out to be a lot of fun. So tune in for that. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next time. Oh, let's raid somebody. Actually, who we got going on? Who's up and about right now?
Hard Studios.
Who?
Hard Studios.
I
Or
don't
are
see
they
them
not
live.
going?
No, they're not live.
Maybe they're not doing it tonight.
Yeah, no raid tonight, it looks like. All right, guys. Thank you very much for playing. Thank you that stood around for all of our technical difficulties. Much appreciated. We will see everybody the next time.
Have a good night.
Bye.